the more I did that, the more things started to literally shift in my external reality. It's crazy how everything fucking unfolded for me.
You picking up what I'm putting down?
Hello. Welcome to Manifesting Her podcast. If we haven't met yet, my name is Julie. Told you I would keep singing it. Actually, I just realized that the last episode, I don't even think I did this introduction. Whatever. Ooh, my angel numbers. Sorry. I'm looking at my CPU memory literally through OBS, which is what I'm recording through, and it said 11.9%, and those are my angel numbers. Hi, welcome to today's episode. I'm really excited for this topic because I honestly didn't even know what I was going to talk about on this week's episode, but earlier I just had this content idea that I wanted to share through a TikTok post. And then after the post, I was like, this is literally what I'm going to talk about. I'm going to dive even deeper into this topic. So let's dive into it. Today, I'm going to share the simplest micro habit that completely shifted my life. I've done this for years, and it's the literal reason that I am living what I used to script about in the parking lot of my old job. Okay, literally minutes before clocking in. And the micro habit that completely changed my life was self-talk, and in many forms as well. Scripting, affirmations, whatever you want to call it. But we're just going to be talking about your day-to-day self-talk because honestly, that is where the real work happens. And I don't know if you've heard me use these terms before, but I always say that you can say thousands of affirmations in the morning. I'm a money magnet. Money flows to me effortlessly. But if you slip back into your unconscious programming, your autopilot, your automatic program called your day-to-day life, you go to work and then you get mad, you have some road rage, you slip back into old behaviors. And the affirmations did nothing. Literally nothing. So the self-talk that we're talking about today, the way that you're going to implement it is carrying on that energy throughout the day, carrying on the self-talk practice throughout the day, not just, affirmation rituals or a scripting session, right? So self-talk literally creates your personality, which creates your reality. Famous words from Daddy Dispenza. And this is most of the time we are completely unconscious or aware of it. Unless you've been doing this work for years, you're mostly aware of it, which if you're a very self-aware person, you know how weird the feeling gets knowing what you need to do to shift it and being so observant of the fact that your body literally isn't letting you. They never said it was easy, but it is such a simple thing that can make waves in your life. And the things you say to yourself on a daily basis, they're not just words. And the moment that you can grasp onto the concept of that, you are going to change the way that you talk to yourself and the way that you hold conversation with other people. You're going to be very aware of the things that you're telling other people because it's not even about what you're telling the other person. It's what your subconscious mind is holding on to, the information it's getting from the things that you're saying. So the things you say to yourself on a daily basis aren't just words, they're creating your identity, and your identity creates your reality. And it's specifically the words that you have on repeat, and especially the words that make you feel strong emotions. Again, pulling in Daddy Dispenza here, when something happens that's emotionally charged, right? You feel very strong emotions when you experience something or hear something. Your brain creates a memory and it holds on to that memory more deeply. And over time, those emotionally backed memories become the evidence that your subconscious uses to decide who you are and like what's true for you, whether it actually happened or not. So basically what I just said was that your subconscious mind doesn't know what you desire. It doesn't operate on your desires if what you're telling it on a daily basis is the complete opposite. Like, for example, you can consciously know that you want financial freedom and security, but it doesn't know that when you're still unconsciously running the programming of, I'm broke. You say it almost every single day since we're talking about self-talk. You don't consciously want to feel stuck, but your thoughts say, "Oh, I don't know how. I'm not ready. I can't do that. I'm not capable. I'm not smart enough. I'm not good enough." That's what your subconscious is listening to. Our subconscious minds consist of 95% of our true thoughts, our beliefs, our feelings, our habits, and our behaviors. All of that was basically designed using all of the experiences of our life since we were little babies. So, simply put, 95% of who we are stems from our subconscious minds. Now, I want you to think of self-talk like information that you're feeding your subconscious mind, or words that you're writing into a book to hand over to your subconscious mind for it to say, oh, okay, like it's flipping through the pages. This is who we are. This is who we are. This is who we are. And I mean, take a moment really quick, actually, and observe the details of your financial life. If you're currently, I don't know, working two jobs and you're still barely making it by, is that something that you constantly say to yourself or to others, again, when you're holding a conversation with somebody? Oh my God, I work two jobs and I still barely make enough money. Like, especially when somebody invites you out to an event or to travel somewhere, it's so easy to continue saying that as your answer because duh, it's your life, right? But that's just a story that you've been living, that you've been subscribing to. It's not true. It doesn't have to be true. It's not who you are. And it's not who you are because it's not what you desire. Of course, you don't want to be working two jobs and, barely have enough money to pay bills or put food on the table, right? That is just the information that you are storing in your mind, which is making it your identity. And your subconscious mind continues to help you act, think, and feel like that version of you. Your subconscious mind doesn't know what you want. It just gives you what you continue to identify with on a daily basis without you even being aware of it. Your brain is absorbing what you say as fact. It's not preference. It doesn't have an opinion or on whether or not you actually want to be the things that you're saying or want the things that you want. And then it takes that information and makes your thoughts, feelings, and behaviors align with that story. It's like your personality is being physically manifested into you from what you say on a daily basis. It creates who you are. It dictates how you feel about yourself, how you see yourself, what you believe to be true about yourself, the world around you, the things in your life, the people in your life, how you expect to be treated, to be seen. Oh my gosh, again, this is 95% that we're talking about here. So here's how to shift and what you can start applying literally as soon as you stop listening to this. As soon as you're done listening to this. If you want to collapse timelines and shift your identity fast, start feeding your brain different information. That's it, that's all. And self-talk is one of those modalities. That starts with the conscious, intentional self-talk. So pick the thing or person that you want to experience, attract, receive, accomplish, etc. for the next 7 to 14 days. Just talk to yourself like it just happened. I like to imagine that I'm calling up my partner, all like hyped the fuck up, telling him the good news, telling him like, oh my God, this just happened. But I'm saying it to myself. And I like to feel the feels. I like to get all goofy and like giddy and like hype myself up. Sometimes I like to sing it. Sometimes I like to like dance, like especially, I don't just like, to be real with you, I don't just get up and start dancing, but when I'm working out, and I like have a song that's like, making me want to twerk that ass, I start doing self-talk. Like I just do it naturally. So you can do it in whatever way that you want to. But that's what I do, and I like to make it fun. There's no specific time that you need to do it. Okay, just do it casually, playfully, in the shower, in the car, in your head, out loud, whatever. But the one thing that I will tell you to prioritize is feeling the elevated emotions. Like, I want you to conjure that shit up. Like, holy fuck, I did it. I'm so grateful. I'm excited. I'm abundant. I'm joyful. I'm playful. I'm loud. Like whatever it is, feel the emotions. Don't just be a robot. Okay. Actually embody the energy, because remember, the stronger the feeling, the higher chance that your amygdala, I don't know why that's like a really funny word to me, but the higher the chance your amygdala will strengthen the memory encoding, right? It'll prioritize what feels significant. So do this multiple times a day, especially when you notice that you're telling yourself those unaligned stories, those limiting stories, like I'm not good enough, it's not possible for me, I can't do it. In those moments, take a deep ass breath, pause, and start the self-talk. And something else you can do is script, aka write down you receiving the thing or experiencing it as if it already happened, and then record yourself via audio track that you can easily have on repeat. You could just keep looping it over and over and over. And again, make sure if you do record it that you feel the feels and you aren't just like, reading off of a script. You're like, you really like get into your actress vibe, like scene type shit, And if you're inside of MHA, my membership, you already know we have a whole ass vault inside of the membership, Manifesting Her Academy, shitloads custom to money, love, entrepreneurship, body transformation, self. They are so fun to make personally for me and so fucking convenient, especially when it feels difficult to find the words to say when you're wanting to practice self-talk. Like I mentioned in the beginning, I used to sit in my car in the parking lot of my 9 to 5 minutes before clocking in every single morning, every single weekday. Sorry, that was my phone, not yours. But anyways, what was I saying? Right, sitting in my car minutes before clocking in every single morning, I would script in my journal that I would bring with me, writing down in present tense. I am so proud of myself for trusting myself and quitting my job and starting my business. And now I live the reality where I have a handful of clients. I'm booked out and I'm making X amount money per month. I'm loving what I do, all the things, right? As if it already happened. Even though it hadn't happened yet, I'm writing it down like I'm like a journal entry. As if I'm writing like my future self. I'm like, "Dear diary, I'm so proud of myself for how far I've come." And your subconscious mind is like, "Oh, okay." Like it literally does not know the difference between what's actually happening and what's imagined. The more I did that, the more things started to literally shift in my external reality. It's crazy how everything fucking unfolded for me. Okay. And it came through like the forms of like, I don't know, seeing a TikTok video. Because I remember at that point, like especially in the beginning when I first started doing that, I knew I wanted to start a business, but I had no motherfucking idea what I wanted to do. Okay, I tried so many things too. I was going to like Michael's, I was going to Hobby Lobby, and I was like picking out a whole bunch of like arts and crafts. I mean, like I could make crystal necklaces, I could do resin art, I could do all the things and like painting. Like I tried so many things and wanted to make it into a business so I could just make people happy, give, light into people's lives, make an impact in some way, shape, or form. But most of all, become financially free, be my own boss, work whenever the fuck I wanted to, right? But I saw this random TikTok and I had never seen this, but it's like my energy was aligning with quitting my job and becoming a business owner. It's like this was sent into my orbit and it was a video of some girl talking about virtual assisting. And I was like, slay, this is literally what I do at my job. And I'm so good at it. I'm lead of my department because of my admin skills. Like, hello, I can do this. And then I just started researching about it. And then another thing that I'm going to bring up when it comes to like things changing in your reality is that apparently I'm trying to like make sense of the timeline of my life when all of this is going down. I started to, well, this was 2020, right? And we were all working remote already. Everyone was sent home to work remote, but then we came back into the office in 2021. And 2020, like late 2020, during quarantine and everything, was when I got a taste of like what working from home felt like, and like what it just felt like to be in my own environment. And that's when I actually discovered manifestation. That is the first moments that I discovered manifestation. Oh my God. It feels so good to like think about it. I love that time, honestly. But I got a little taste of it, right? And then we went back into the office. We were all ordered to come back in 2021, and I was like, I don't want to be here anymore. It's like first of all, I discovered manifestation. I discovered this, which is part one of my 5 phase method inside of manifesting her. And it's so cute because it's like, again, that 5 phase method is based on everything that I've learned. And it's like my life experience of manifestation. But I had just discovered manifestation. Okay. So coming back to the office, knowing how much power I have, knowing what I am capable of, like first spiritual awakening vibes, like I was like, like I cannot be here. I don't know what I'm going to do. I just know that I won't be here. And I also know that if I want to create my own financial independence, I have to become a business owner. I have to generate my own income. So how am I going to do that? Now, during the time where I was scripting in my car, I'm a business owner, I received this idea, which by the way, is also another form of your manifestation. I want you to literally let that sink in. Okay. When you receive ideas, you receive downloads, you receive these intuitive nudges, those are smaller forms of your manifestation. Please let that sink in. Okay. Anyways, I received this nudge of like, okay, how about we just ask my manager to work from home part-time so that you could focus on working on your business. Actually, sorry. By the time I had received this nudge, I had already received that or saw that video of the virtual assisting thing. And then I was doing my research and I was like actually building it at that time. And so that's when I received the nudge, like, okay, you should try to get approved to, my brain is like not braining right now. Try to get approved to work from home part-time, but it was like kind of a touchy subject because I was lead. So it would be kind of difficult for me to work from home part-time since I kind of have to be there. But I made it happen. You want to know why? Because I scripted it and it changed my confidence. It changed like me believing that it was possible. And the way that I showed up in that meeting, okay, because I'm not going to lie, my manager, hopefully she doesn't listen to this, but it's okay if she does. My manager literally did not, like, she was so against anyone working from home whatsoever, but there were people in my department who were also working from home because they had kids. And I'm like, I don't have kids, but like, I don't have to be here. And so anyways, yeah, so we're in the meeting and I'm so confident. I'm feeling good. I know what I'm talking about. I have my comebacks for, I have my game plan and I'm just speaking it so effortlessly. I'm not going to lie. I was kind of like shaking. But anyways, it was approved. And so I was like, holy shit, can't believe that fucking happened, because everybody in the office, like who knew about it, all of my coworkers were like, damn, I don't even know how you did that. And I was like, yeah, I mean, manifestation, self-talk, self-concept, identity work. And they just looked at me like, I don't know what you're talking about. But it happened, right? And then so at this time, she had no idea that I had a business, right? And so that's one thing, that like opportunities align for you because of self-talk, okay? That's one example of opportunities aligning for you. Now, fast forward to me kind of hesitating. So like I'm building my business. I think at this point I had like 2 clients. No, I think I had 1 client because I wasn't even close to matching my income. But I knew that like my job was becoming so small for me because of the self-concept work that I was doing. It's like my identity was expanding, but my environment was staying the same, and it was so uncomfortable. So uncomfortable. And I knew something had to change, but I was so hesitant on it. I knew I needed to quit the job. I knew I needed to put in my resignation, but I was so fucking scared. Now, the more that I did this work, the more that I was like low key forced in this environment is too toxic now for me way to quit my job, to put in my resignation. Because again, fast forward, we had this like work party And me and my manager were pretty close, which like people tell you don't ever get, close with your coworkers, listen to them, because Jesus Christ. At this work party, she felt comfortable enough and she was super drunk. We were at this casino and she was like, I know what you're doing, or like, I know you're quitting soon or something. I have a feeling. And she said it in a really bitchy way. And for more context, she's kind of a bitch. Like she's really rude to people most of the time. And so I was also tipsy and I kind of went off on her. Shame, literally shame. But it's very necessary information, like very important information for you to know, because that is literally what made it so uncomfortable for me to keep working there. And it got to the point where she was ignoring me. She's my manager. Like when I came to her needing things or like needing approval for stuff, like she was just making it so difficult for me to stay at that job. So it just got very uncomfortable, very difficult for me to stay. Ended up submitting my resignation much earlier than I wanted to. And I kid you not, when I put that resignation letter on my, not her desk, but the manager's desk, I literally walk out and I'm like fucking shaking. I'm like, oh my God, I can't believe I did that. Like the adrenaline is rushing. I'm like, ah! And I, take out my phone to call my partner at the time. And I check my phone and I see that I have notifications from Instagram. And guess what? I literally had 5 people reaching out to me, 5 inquiries wanting to work with me. And 3 of those people signed and became my clients, and I ended up surpassing my income. So I hope I told that story well enough for you to pick up what I was putting down. But that's what I mean when shifts and synchronicities start showing up in your reality. Opportunities start aligning. Things in your environment start becoming too small for you, and just unaligned for you. And you start to notice these, like you are just growing out of the old identity. Your subconscious mind creates neural pathways based on repetition and emotion. And those neural pathways are basically what makes you do those things on autopilot. When you speak a new identity into existence and you feel it as like it's true, right? You really feel it like it's true. Your brain rewires to make it real and it runs that program on autopilot. Like when you learned how to drive a car, your subconscious mind stores that information as you're learning it. Now, have you noticed that when you drive somewhere and then you get to your destination, you look back at the drive itself and you're like, damn, I can barely even remember the drive. Almost like you fucking floated there, right? That is the process. You drive on autopilot. You don't even have to think about it. You don't even have to put effort into thinking like, okay, gotta get in the car, put on my seatbelt, then I gotta put the car in drive. Oh wait, did I put my blinker on? Like you don't have to think about it. You just do it automatically. Just like breathing, just like brushing your teeth, cooking your favorite meal. But the fucked up part is that most of us are running mental programs that we didn't choose. We all have limiting thoughts about what's possible, how hard it has to be, or how long it'll take for us to get there. And those thoughts, those limiting beliefs keep us stuck in these loops. But now we know, right? We have the awareness. Awareness is fucking life-changing. It's key. So try this self-talk practice for at least the next 7 days. Okay, pick one desire, speak it like it already happened, feel it in your body, and just watch what starts to shift. Literally become the observer and take notes of the things coming into your reality for the next couple of weeks. Okay, you got this, queen. I'm so excited for you. You are already becoming her regardless of where you're at in life, okay? Do not for a motherfucking second think that you are running behind or that you're making all these mistakes, whatever. You are exactly where you need to be. One thought, one word, one identity shift at a time. Okay, this isn't delulu, right? This is decision. You get to choose every single day. Identity first manifestation always works because your subconscious is always listening. And subconscious is the core of everything. So make sure that what it hears is aligned with who you're becoming. Mwah. I love you so much. As always, let me know if you have any questions in the comments below. And if you had any powerful aha moments, make sure you share them online and tag me so I can share the excitement with you. And if you want instant access to those pre-recorded self-talk rampages for money, love, online business, and entrepreneurship, including my 5-phase method, it is inside my membership, Manifesting Her Academy. So hit the show notes below if you're interested for that. And if you aren't already, make sure you follow me on Instagram and TikTok for more free content on self-concept and identity-based manifestation, and YouTube for all the juicy conscious creation tools. I love you so much, and I'll see you next time.